rum. Got a few things this morning. Good. Sanding block. Most importantly, some Bondo. Yeet. And a peanut butter smoothie. What we got done yesterday was we welded most of, or a lot of the body panels back on. We still have a lot of Bondo work to do. But we also got the door on, which needs to be modified a little bit. We still need to get some strips of stuff in here. We're gonna have to modify this a little bit. That's still one, it's bent. Two, it's a little too long. So we're gonna do that. I gotta get the trunk on. We're gonna start measuring and making sure that the trunk can, one, close, and two, this body actually lines up with the trunk.
Kyle's going to lead off jam session on his famous theme number, Flying Home.
That looks like it lines up pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, what we'll have to
As
do...
it pushed in a little bit more, but yeah.
Well, this is still loose.
Right.
You want me to shut it?
Yeah, you do what you want to do. I don't know.
Are we going to be able to get it open?
I hope so.
This
is going to move in just a little bit, like not a lot at all. That lines up really well, actually, with just that angle. So this needs to be angled up a little bit. So this needs to be pushed up a little bit and in.
So this right here kind of...
So this is going to have to overlap a little bit. All right, that's now tacked on. There's a lot of, we're gonna need a little bit of help here with some sheet metal, but that's tacked on, and now the body is, it's a pretty good gap. It's looking good, man. It's not gonna be perfect, but we probably can, well, we definitely need to adjust this. That's pretty close. A reason why some things are not lining up is because I cut the body before the frame was fixed. I assumed the whole time, you know, before we found that little crinkle, the frame wasn't damaged, so I went ahead and cut it. But I did learn that it is very, very bad to cut the body panel that you need and cut the car before the frame is fixed. Fix the frame, then do the body work. And I now know that, so if we do this again, something we know, but some things aren't lining up, we're making them line up, and we're gonna have to get some extra metal and stuff like that to make it a nice rigid piece, but just so you guys know. One dilemma we just ran into, but is now pretty much fixed, is these were actually two different widths. So this is a little wider and it just kind of fit over this. Doesn't really make much sense because it came off the same WRX, but I had to tack and weld and schmack and whatever. But I don't know, I'll have plenty of Bondo. I can shape the body however I want.
Here's your tools. Just beat the crap out of it. Beat it to fit.
That works.
Paint it to match.
Wow. Next move is to get some extra metal, and the only thing holding this, like only thing not letting this be rigid right now, is this little piece right here. So we're gonna get some extra metal, and we're gonna start trying to weld some stuff into here just so this thing never actually needs to move. Fun time. Oh yeah, how's it look? You like it so far?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Not bad for a first time with little to no experience at all. So now I'm out here just buying some parts for the Subaru. Now that the car is going to actually be like a car that I can drive on a daily basis, it's time to start purchasing some mods. I want this car to look so cool, dude. I love blob eyes. Yo, check this out. It's looking good back here. Took a bunch of sheet metal and there's now no openings in that. And it now, dude, this is actually like, that's solid.
You ain't gonna need
I'm shaking the whole car. That's crazy. One more little piece and that's completely closed up. So now that we're pretty far ahead on welding, I am actually going to go ahead and start doing a little bit of bondo work. This obviously, it's very rigid and it's super stiff now, almost as if it's like an OEM, but it's like indented a little bit. So I'm gonna have to bondo from about here to about here. And I'm gonna have to make a nice, really smooth shaped C-pillar. Shouldn't be too bad. I actually haven't used bondo before, but I've watched videos and I've seen it done, so pretty confident we can get this figured out. So I'm gonna get some stuff sanded down, file this down to the metal, probably do maybe a little bit of this too as well, get some practice going today. Looking pretty metallic-y. So the first coat actually did really well. This is my first time doing it, and I really wanted to do it before it dried, so I was kind of in a hurry. But this really filled in that little section really well. I'm definitely going to do it again after this, but I'll sand it down. It filled in a lot of these holes too, so I'm hoping after I get to my round 2, I'll sand this down a little bit, make it a little smoother. I'm going to fill some of that in over there, but I'm thinking it's going to be able to fill in a lot of these cracks, and we'll just be able to paint right over it, and you won't even be able to tell. There we go, patch number 2. I did a little bit on the body just to fill in some pretty big sized dents. Might do a little bit more depending on, we'll feel it out. But this, my second patch right here, it covered up that humongous hole really well. So once that dries, it should be a really easy, smooth, just go through and smooth stuff out. But it's I mean, obviously it's ugly and it's discolored right now, but I think this is gonna look good, dude. All right, I did about, say, 2 or 3 different sessions of bondo, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I went ahead, I sanded this one down, as you guys kind of saw, and then I went over it and schmoothed her out. And I tell you what, dude, this looks like OEM like shape, almost at least. It's a little rough, got to sand it down a lot, but I'm gonna let it dry overnight. But I filled in the hole there, like it's literally just like swooped it up. There's no cracks. I mean, you can't even tell. You're never even gonna be able to tell there was even welds or anything. It's gonna be awesome, dude. And you sit here and like, there is zero play in this fender whatsoever. Dad was a monster in his donut at 3 p.m.
Hey, I haven't had one of these in forever.
I'm stoked. One huge step closer to being done. I guess the main things are getting everything tacked back together. We still have a little bit more welding to do, but we're pretty close to like having to do paint and getting this thing back on the road. I am seeking out a STI front bumper because I like the way they look better. And then I also want an STI wing so I can get the little wing stands with them because that looks really, really sick. And then I'm also looking for some other parts as well. I need a door and wheels. That's about it. Getting close, dude. Getting real close. It was a good day. Got a lot done. I'm really psyched about this. Crazy, dude.
Disclaimer, I ain't never done any of that stuff.
Yeah, he actually hasn't done this, so I would love to learn how to weld someday, but on something like this, I would rather weld like my own exhaust or something. He's done the welding before, so I'm kind of psyched that he was able to do this, and that is a pretty damn good job for just using a bunch of sheet metal and putting it together like it's nothing. It is so good. I can't wait for the whole car to be in one piece. Forgot to wrap it up, but I am now on my favorite road. where I don't. I am speaking a lot of words. Boys, I will see you next time I make a video. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, but hey, I could get the flu again. Bye.